Okay, hey, we're back. It's Reevabelovedmisanthropy. And hey, we're gonna do another story time. No, not about scams. This time, we're gonna do story time about, well, Uber, Lyft, and taxi misadventures. Because obviously, I'm blind. I can't drive. So I have lots and lots of those. So that's what this video is going to be today. So yeah, you're going to be hanging here for a minute. So hey, get a drink, get something to eat, chill, and hear me ramble about some of the ridiculousness I've had to deal with having to take Uber, Lyfts, and taxis over the years. So yay. And all this is going to be chronological, I guess. So I guess we will start with, well, the one that's not unique at all. When it comes to blind people and taxi drivers. Again, the things that make you glad that Uber and Lyft exist now and you don't have to deal with paying in cash. The cab driver that tried to steal from me. So this was in 2011. I was taking the Greyhound bus to Madison, Wisconsin. I'm in Minneapolis. And it was for In This Moment, Sister Sin, System Divide, and Straight Line Stitch. It was at a Revolver Hottest Chicks in Metal tour back in 2011. That was the closest date to Minneapolis. So I'm like, I love all these bands. I must go to this. I still love all those bands, albeit half of them aren't bands anymore, but I still love them. Anyway, so I'm like, gonna go. Obviously, Greyhound bus is the cheapest way down there because I didn't have anybody like to drive me or anything. So I was like, all right, cool. It's like, I must go to this. All right, cool. So, obviously, this being 2011, it's not like how now at merch tables and all that where they can take cards, credit cards and debit cards and all that, Obviously, back then, you had to have cash on you. So, obviously, like most people, night before I went out of town, went to the ATM, got cash. So, literally, I know all I got is 20s. That's all I got on me. Because obviously, that's what ATMs give out. All they give out is 20s. So, so went to the ATM the day before, set up my taxi to go to the bus station in Minneapolis. My bus is like leaving at like 5:15. So it's like, hey, taxi, pick me up at like 4 a.m. The bus station, it was about 25 minutes, something like that. Drive. Cool. I've taken plenty of like taxis at that point because it's 2011, to that part of Minneapolis. I already know it's going to be like 34, 36 bucks, somewhere in there. All right, cool. And obviously, like I said, I, took out cash, obviously, to, to deal with that. So it's like, cool. Throw the cab driver 40. We good. All right. Get in the car. When the cab is here, he ain't talking. Cool. That's fine. It's 4 a.m. I'm not really in a talking mood anyway. I don't care. All right. Get to the bus station. All right, cool. How much is the ride? And it was like 34 and like some odd change. All right. So exactly what I thought. So I'm like, here, again, all I got is 20s. All right, Mr. Cab Driver, here's the 2 20s. All right. So I'm going to try to get out of the cab. Door's locked. He's like, oh no, you can't go. You only gave me 2 1s. No, I didn't. I gave you 2 20s. He's like, no, you only gave me 2 1s. You need to give me the right amount of money. You're lying. You are lying. Again, I know all I got is 20s. He doesn't know that, but I know that. It's like, you're lying. It's like, I'm not giving you any more money. I know I gave you the right amount of money. It's like, if you don't give me the right amount, I'm going to call the cops. I'm like, do it. Call the cops. I'm pretty sure they'd love to hear you're trying to steal from a blind lady. Do it. Call the cops. It's like, I gave you the right amount of money. I'm not giving you any more money. Unlock the door so I can get out of the fucking cab. And again, I'm normally not an argumentative person, but yeah, I'm not going to have somebody fucking trying to extort me. It's like, I gave you the right amount of money. Again, he doesn't know that all I got is 20s. I know all I got is 20s. So, but either way, he's like, give me the money. You didn't pay for the ride. I'm like, call the cops then. I don't care. And at this point, I'm just like, again, get there. It's like 4:30. I got to get into the bus station to catch my bus. My bus leaves like 5:15. So it's like, essentially, again, I'm just like, fuck it. I was like, if you don't let me out of this fucking cab, I'm going to kick out your window. Like, so yeah, that had him open the door real fast. Like, because yeah, fuck you, dude. You're trying to steal. Again, I know this is not unique at all. I'm pretty sure any older blind person that's over the age of 35 probably has a story of a cab driver trying to steal from them. So that's mine. And the cab driver trying to fucking extort me. Yeah, fuck you, dude. Anyway, it's like I just want to get out of the damn cab, get into the bus station. It's already bad enough that I'm in the bus station in Minneapolis. It's not in the best part of Minneapolis. So it's like, I just want to get on my bus. Anyway, so yay. So that's my first taxi story. So let's move on to 2012. My next taxi story. This has nothing to do with someone trying to steal from me. This is a cab driver. Looking back, I'm pretty sure this dude is probably still fucking drunk. So I was going to a show in Minneapolis. Specifically, it was at Mill City Nights. It was in that Nether Bar. I was going to see Royal Thunder. So this is in 2012. And it was one of those shows where it started like, oh, it's 21 plus, it starts late and gets done late, so I couldn't get a ride on paratransit. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'll catch a cab. So I so get a cab, call a cab company. You'll be like, I need a cab. Here's the address where I gotta get picked up. Gotta go here in downtown Minneapolis. Cool. All right, okay. They'll give you the estimated time. You should be there, between, 15, 20 minutes. All right, cool, not a problem. All right. So usually this, go outside, wait for the cab because this was like fall time. So I'm like, okay, cab gets there. He gets there real quick because like less than 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, that was fast. All right, cool. Not a problem. Oh yeah. So get into the car with the cab driver. And he's like, oh yeah, I know I'm here a little earlier than I said. Oh yeah, but I'm staying right down the way. My girlfriend kicked me out last night. So I'm staying in the hotel about 10 minutes from here. I'm like, okay, I didn't need to know all that, but fine, whatever. And then he keeps going. He's all like, oh, I'm still so hungover. I'm like, okay. My girlfriend was being a bitch. She shouldn't have kicked me out. I'm like, I don't care. I was just like, okay. And so it's like, and so I'm just like, okay, just trying to take, cause I was like, I don't care about your relationship problems, dude. Get a therapist, or not. I don't care. I just don't care about your relationship problems. And he's still talking. He's like, oh yeah, I found an iPhone in the back of my cab and it's full of porn. I guess I need the porn now since I ain't got a girlfriend no more. It's like, why is this dude still talking? Like, it's like just going on and on. It's just like, I don't care about your girlfriend and how much she doesn't put out. I don't care. Please stop talking. Like, either way. So eventually, downtown. So, so I'm like, okay, we're finally downtown. It's like, okay, finally, like this cab ride's going to be over. All of a sudden, I heard a noise. I'm like, what's that noise? It's like, as we're driving along, he's like, oh shit, we're on the light rail tracks. And you're probably like, what's the light rail? It is the public transportation train up here. So this dude, I know we're in the intersection, does a U-turn in the middle of the intersection. How I know we're in the middle of the intersection is that I hear cars going by real close. I'm like, oh my God, I need to get out of this cab. So like I said, I know we're downtown because obviously we're on the light rail tracks. So I'm like, okay. And this is, I had one of those older Android phones at the time when Android phones still have keyboards. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to pretend like, oh, I'm texting. Be like, oh, my friends are at this restaurant on the corner here. Hey, drop me off right there so I can meet up with them. It's like, okay, it's like, you sure? Like, yeah. They just texted me. I know it's a little shorter than what I told the cab company, but that's where my friends are. Okay, so can you drop me off? All right, cool. Get out of the cab. And it was like, oh, hey, you want my number for later so you could just call me? You don't have to call the cab company since I'm staying out by you. Like, he gets me a piece of paper. I'm like, sure. As soon as I walk in that restaurant, I threw that shit in the trash. I'm like, no. Yeah, I am pretty sure that dude is probably still fucking drunk. Like, yeah, no. Oh, yeah. It's like, yeah, I never wanted to get out of cab so bad. I was like, yeah, no. Yeah. So taxi story number 2. So, yay! Oh, things again that make you glad that Uber and Lyft exist. So, I guess now we're going to move on to Uber and Lyft stories. So, yay! we're going to try to not make this all doom and gloom and hate humanity. We'll give you a funny one. So this would have been in 2018. So I was looking for jobs then. Obviously, I was, looked for jobs, since I, was 18 on and off. For a while there, it's like, okay, maybe I can get jobs doing dishes or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, so I had applied at Hy-Vee, the grocery store. And it's a grocery store up here in the Midwest. And they have a restaurant part, and it's like, okay, you can do dishes, and there's like part-time or whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, that works. Either way, so applied for that, got an interview. Cool. So I'm like, I will set up an Uber to do the interview. Not a problem. So go over there, get in the Uber to go over there. And like I said, I don't have a problem. Like I said, it just depends. If the driver feels like talking, if I feel like talking, whatever. So hey, so this time around, hey, I'm in a good mood. Driver's in a good mood. We just talking, and he's like, oh yeah, where you going? What you doing? I'm like, oh yeah, hey, I'm, you're taking me, to Hy-Vee. I applied for a job in the restaurant part. I'm trying to do dishes. I applied for stuff like this before. People don't want to hire me because I'm blind. And, and he's like, I had a dishwashing job when I was a teenager. It's like, that's, that's ridiculous. I'm like, yeah. It's like, well, why don't you try to get like an office or a phone job or whatever? Because of course everybody fucking says that. And I'm just like, now I'm like, that's not for me. And plus a lot of those, you got to have like, high school diploma or, or, college degree or whatever. And I'm like, I don't have it. I didn't finish high school. So whatever, but we talking, we having a good, good time, just friendly conversation. Again, not a problem. So we get to the Hy-Vee, and time for me to get out of the car. I'm like, oh yeah, hey, thanks, cool, have a good day, whatever, all you do just being nice. He's like, get out of the car. He's like, get your GED. And I'm like, and of course I just go back. I'm like, 1 star. And I'm joking. I didn't give this dude a 1 star. I'm totally just fucking rad with the dude. I just thought it was a funny moment. Almost like 1 star. And again, I was joking. I wouldn't give a Uber driver 1 star for telling me to go get my GED. I don't have my GED still. I don't want it and don't fucking care. I just thought it was funny. So yeah, that's a funny moment in this one. Just had to do that one. So let's go now to 2021. There's a couple in 2021. So I will do we'll call this See No Evil, Hear No Evil. You're probably like, huh? No, I'm not talking about that Richard Pryor, wasn't it Gene Hackman movie? I got a deaf Uber driver. So yeah, see no evil, hear no evil. So I had to run errands. I had to do a couple different things that day. And so either way, so, get an Uber driver, and how it'll have like the driver profile, this driver's name is da-da-da, and they speak da-da-da, whatever language. So I don't even remember the driver's name. It's been a minute, but it's like, oh, I'll just say this driver's name is Jason, and he knows ASL. So I'm thinking that it's, probably like a hearing person that knows ASL, or maybe they're an interpreter and they're doing Uber on the side, whatever. I'm not thinking that my Uber driver is deaf. He gets to where I got to get picked up at. And, normally, obviously when I get in the car, I just try to ask like, hey, are you, again, Jason, to make sure I'm getting in the right car, to make sure, obviously, if I'm, if it says that, they're female and there's a dude voice, you get the idea. There's a dude voice, okay, I'm not going to get into the car. You get the idea, and vice versa, to make sure I'm getting in the right car. Turns out, and I'm like, wait, he's not responding. And I guess he must have like a couple phones, obviously the one for Uber, and then he had another phone, and then all of a sudden I hear like the Google like translate text to speech voice. He's like, I'm deaf. I can't speak. I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be interesting. So luckily, where I was picked up at, like he had to park anyway, so we're in the parking lot. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna take a minute or two, but and luckily I was going home, so it was easy for me to explain. Hey, we're going here. My house looks like this, for me to get to where I need to get to. So it's just like him typing on the phone into, I'm assuming it's like Google Translate or something, for it to talk, and then me typing and showing my phone, like here's, so it's like, so we managed to communicate and get this done. So hey, see no evil, hear no evil. But yeah, that was interesting. Again, a deaf Uber driver with a blind passenger. We just gotta walk into a bar. So, yay! Okay, so let me do, what is the other one? Okay, 2021. So we actually do another traveling one. So, talking about actually, this would be particularly appropriate, talking about communication. Oh, and of course, I think most people get this, an Uber driver that doesn't speak English. But this time around, it's an Uber driver that really didn't speak English in a place that I don't know. So 2021, went down to Chicago to see Garbage and Alanis Morissette. And so, obviously, taking an Uber to that amphitheater out there. I am not sure what it's called now. I think they changed the name of it, but it's that amphitheater in Tinley Park. So it's like, okay, so call the Uber. Get us on the driver. Cool. Get in the car. It's like, okay, is there a name? Again, I know it was an Asian dude. It's like, hey, is your name Lee? And hey, I'm like, okay. And again, if you don't feel like talking, cool, fine. I don't care. I just want to get my ride, right? Right. So, get in the car. And the GPS, again, I don't know what language this is, but it's speaking whatever Asian language. So I'm like, okay. Again, doesn't bother me. Again, I don't care. Hey, he trying to make his living. I don't care what language you do or don't speak. Just get me there in one piece. Right? Right. All right. So, and it's a minute to drive from Chicago to that, proper, because where my Airbnb was at, to where this amphitheater's at in Tinley Park. I think it was like 40 minutes, whatever. Either way. So I'm in this car for a while. So I keep hearing the GPS, talking in an Asian language. But so either way, so we get actually to the amphitheater. And obviously, I've been to Chicago before, but I hadn't been to this amphitheater. So I can't tell him where to go, what to follow. I've never been there, not familiar with it. So I'm like, I can't tell him. So he's just driving, and I'm like, okay. So I'm trying to explain, like, okay, hey, I'm here for a show. Can you look for security? And I don't think he's getting it. And I'm like, and he's still just like quiet. And he's like going, eh. And like, okay. It's like, I'm like, so I'm just trying to like stick it enough for like, okay, he really doesn't speak English. So I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I don't really know, okay, how to tell him where to go. So I'm like, okay, I guess maybe he'll figure it out. So still driving. So all of a sudden, like, cause I know we're at the amphitheater, because like I'm hearing, other stuff and stuff like that, and like sound check and people and all that. So I'm like, so I know we're there. So I'm like, okay, so I know we're in the vicinity. So I'm like, okay. So we keep driving. And then all of a sudden, I hear, stop from outside the car. Like 3 people, stop. Like, oh, like what the fuck is going on? And so like 3 security guards are like running into the car. Like, we're not driving fast, so they could easily go. So eventually they come up, like these 3 people come up to the thing, are like hitting on the window. And I'm like, oh no. So I'm thinking like, oh no, am I like, were you like in trouble? What is going on? And they're like, and I guess he was driving in a place where he shouldn't be at. It's like, so it was like a restricted area. And like, they're trying to explain that to this dude. I'm like, and again, I'm not trying to be offensive again. I don't care what language you do or don't speak. I get you're trying to make a living. Just get me where I need to go. So they're trying to explain to him, hey, you can't drive here. You need to go around here. You'll turn here. This. I'm like, hey, I don't think this guy gets it. Like I'm like, hey, his GPS is in another language. I don't think this dude speaks English very well. So I'm trying to defend, like, hey, I'm from out of town. I'm blind. I'm just here for the show. I don't think he speaks English too well. Like, so like, okay. He's like, so when I explained that to the security people, like, okay, you can get out of the car. We'll get you where you need to go. And then we'll try to get somebody to get him out, because you can't be back here. I'm like, okay, that's not a problem. I just want to go to the show. But yeah, that freaked me out. All of a sudden he gets in the car, we're driving along. All of a sudden I hear 3 people screaming, stop. So yeah. Oh, so yeah, so that was interesting, and especially in a place, again, I can't even explain. I mean, even if the dude did speak English, I can't explain to you where we need to go, what we need to do. I've been here before. Oh, so yeah. Anyway, so let's see, what other story should we tell? Oh, I know what we can do. The Uber driver that tried to hook me up with her brother. Try like, what? All right, so 2021, September, I went down to Furnace Fest in Alabama to see Walt's Jericho. And so there was a pre-show, and then they headlined the on the first day of Furnace Fest. I didn't end up going to the second 2 days. I should have, because I missed Dying Wish on the Sunday. Either way, but went down there. Actually, went down there on a Tuesday, and like I said, the like pre-show thing, where it was sideshows, whatever, was on the Thursday. Went to the show, no problem. Had a good time. Cool. Call my Uber to go back to my Airbnb. Right. So get in the car. It's a female driver. And like I said, Airbnb is like 40 minutes away because, so I'm like, all right, cool. And I don't know if this is a South thing. I'm sorry, people in the South United States. And I know a couple of my friends are watching this and they're from the South. They're probably like, Reva, shut off. But the amount of times down there that I had people be like, do your parents know you're here? It's ridiculous. I'm like, dude, I'm like 34 years old at this point. Like, I'm grown. Not I turned 18 yesterday grown. Really fucking grown. Like, what? But yeah, anyway. So it's like, so get in the car. Uber driver said, I don't mind talking to the Uber driver, whatever. It's like, but I got do your parents know you're here? Or when she, come, I told like, yeah, hey, I'm from out of town. You've taken me to an Airbnb, whatever. It's like, and then, so the next thing out of this woman's mouth would be like, I'd be really sad if something happened to you. You're out here all by yourself. I'm like, okay, I really don't know how to fucking respond to that, but okay. Oh, I know. You should meet and talk to my brother. He can protect you. What? I'm just like, what is this? So this woman calls her brother on the speakerphone of the car. It just starts talking. I have a blind lady in the back of my car, and I would be really, really sad if something happened to her. You should take her out and protect her on a date and all this. And I'm like, what is this? And it's like, and I think she likes some of the stuff that you do. So I'm like, which this dude didn't like metal. Like, I'm just like, okay. Then I'm like, I just want to get out of this car and get to my Airbnb. What the fuck is going on? So I'm just like, I think he like, cause the only two things I even had heard of that he was talking about was like Twisted and Tech Nine. So I think it was like horrorcore rap or whatever, which I'm not into at all. So I'm just like, what is this? I was like, why? And it's like, again, I'm just trying to be okay. Just be nice. Just do what I need to do to get through this ride, to get back to my damn Airbnb. Oh, yeah, okay, cool. Okay, you've seen Tech Nine. Okay, yeah, that's great. Okay, you've seen Twisted. Oh, yeah, I saw them when, they did Warped Tour. Okay, yeah, this is kind of, just trying to, very brief conversation and kind of hoping that at some point this dude would get the hit. I don't care. Your sister is crazy. Like, just, yeah, anyway. So eventually, okay. He takes it up, like, okay, we're not too far from where she's dropped off at, but I'll talk to you later. Like, okay, so they hang up finally. He's like, I'm gonna give you my brother's number, and then you should call him, and he can help you. Like, I was like, oh my God. Yeah, again, I have never been so happy to get out of the fucking car in my life. Oh, yeah, great, okay, cool, yeah, sure, okay, I'll have the person Airbnb read me the number, cool, yeah, whatever. Yeah, as soon as I got in that damn Airbnb, I threw that shit in the trash. Yeah, I was like, why? Why would you think that was even a good idea? Yeah, you're gonna try to hook your brother up with your Uber passenger. Blind or not, like, why? Oh, yeah, that's just, yeah, no. Oh, so yeah, that's another one. Okay, let's see. What other one should we do? I have tons of these, but I don't want to make this video like an eternity long. Let's see. What else should we do? Oh, I know another one we can do. The Uber driver. This one just happened, actually. Like back in October. We'll just call him the party Uber driver. So I went to go see Couch Slut and Regatta back in October when they were here, doing a queer ritual in Minneapolis. And so again, took Uber there, no problem. Get my Uber. So actually after the show, I wanted to get food. So I'm like, okay, because it was one of those, okay, it started at like 2 o'clock, didn't get done till 10. I was there all day. I was like, okay, I want to get food before I go home. And where this was at wasn't too far from Caffrey's. Actually, that deli I went to in my first video on this channel, actually. And I hadn't, at that time, I hadn't had Caffrey's since I had gotten my hair done a year previously. So I'm like, hey, you know what? Since I'm not too far from there, I'm going to, take an Uber over there, took a minute, order food, get it to go, and then, call Uber, go home. Because again, I'm in a good mood. I just saw Couch Slut and Regatta, so cool. So so go to Caffrey's, take the Uber over there from where a queer ritual was at to Caffrey's. Wasn't too long, about 10 minutes, whatever. And I ordered my food, took a minute, got my food to go. All right, cool. Call an Uber to go home. All right, not a problem, right? So get in the car, and everything's cool. Hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm good. Yeah, cool. Yeah, where are you going? Yeah, I'm going home. It says this, that, and the other. So do that, So cool. And so in the car, and he's like, oh, you like music? I'm like, yeah, it's an African dude. So I'm like, yeah. He's like, what do you like? I'm like, I listen to like hard rock and heavy metal. He's like, oh, whatever. But so a dude starts playing music in his car. It's not hard rock or metal. It's like African rap music, hip hop, whatever. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care. It's his car technically. So it's like, whatever. I don't care. Hey, you want to listen to music? Don't mind. Don't bother me. All right. So not a problem. He listen to music again. I don't have a problem. All right, cool. We got a little bit to get back to, where I need to, from Minneapolis to my house. And there's some traffic because it's a Saturday night. So it's taking a little bit longer than it normally would. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And he turns up the music. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. He might be in a good mood. He's like, yeah, had a good time. Like, okay. I mean, okay, not my, okay, this ain't my jam, but fine, whatever. All right, cool. Hey, okay, I'm not going to tell you how to spend your Saturday night. You want to, you've probably been in this car all day. Fine, whatever. All right. So we are on the fucking highway. I'm not going to say which highways because I'm not going to dox where I fucking live at. But either way, so we're on the highway. So again, he's playing music again. I don't care. It's not the type of music I listen to, but fine, whatever. And so I sitting there, and all of a sudden, I hear him clapping his hands. I'm like, we're on the highway. Like, okay, look. I'm not saying that you have to be as still as a statue or drive like you're trying to pass your fucking driving test, but dude, fucking put your hands on the wheel. What the fuck? I'm just like, okay, no. Like, yeah, I think you should probably pay attention to what you're doing. Like, we're on the highway. Cool, whatever. I goes to another song again. And then again, we are still on the fucking highway. And again, not only do I hear him clapping his hand, I hear the dude, like moving in his seat, like the seat is like, okay, dude, okay, you're not chained to this car. If you want to dance and all that, you log off the app and go to the fucking club. But we're on the highway. Like, dude. I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, hey. So I just made him like, hey, I kind of getting a little bit of a headache and I'm tired. Can you turn off the music? I'm sorry to ruin your party, but this is just trying to, because I don't want to be a bitch. But I'm just like, I would like to not get hit by a car because this dude is fucking distracted and clapping because of music. Like, again, I'm not trying to sit there and say the dude has to be stone still and drive like he's taking a driving test. Okay, you want to tap your fingers on the wheel? Cool. You want to nod your head a little bit to the music? Cool. But keep your hands on the wheel! Again, so I'm just like, okay. I knew that, okay, pull out the phone, have headphones in. Cool. We have like 6 minutes to go to my house. So I'm like, okay, 6 more minutes. So it's like, so finally we get to the house. So I'm like, hi, yeah, cool, yeah, oh yeah, thanks, cool, yeah, I gotta get out of the car. I was like, yeah, oh yeah, another one. I'm like, okay. I'm really happy I'm out of this car. And yeah, I'm sorry that Uber driver got 3 stars. I don't like that. Okay. Again, yeah, distracted driving, not cool. Again, I'm not saying you can't listen to music in your car. You want to bob your head a little bit? Cool. You want to tap your fingers on the wheel? Cool. But keep your hands on the wheel. Like, yeah, no. Again, you want to go dance? Log off the fucking app and go to the club. Like, what the fuck? Like, just, I probably sound like a total bitch. I don't care. Like, just, I guess y'all can tell me what you think. Let's see. What other Uber story I could tell? Okay, I'll tell one that's, okay, kind of my fault. But, and I'm pretty sure, again, other blind people that have taken Uber or Lyft or whatever have gotten this before, getting dropped in the wrong place. But this one, I'm like, how is this one partially my fault? So this is when I was working, and I got to figure out how to do this one without giving out where I used to work at. So, as mentioned previously, I had a factory job. So, I would take Ubers every day to work. And so, at my factory job, we had to do overtime shifts. I started at 4 a.m. And, well, depending on it, sometimes it was 4 to 2:30, sometimes it was 4 to 4, 10, 12-hour shifts, either way. So either way. So it was one of those days where we had to, one of those overtime shifts where it starts at 4 a.m. Yay. Anyway, so either way. So when we had to do that, I would like go to bed at 9. I felt like a fucking 6-year-old. Your bedtime's at 9 o'clock. Get up at like 2:30, leave here at about, 3:20, 3:30, to get to work on time so I can get there by 4. Cool. I fell asleep in the Uber. Yeah, that happened a lot. But yeah, when you're working 10, 12-hour shifts, that's going to happen. So I fell asleep in the Uber on the way to work. And so eventually, like I said, we get there. So the Uber driver's like, Tam, I'm like, ma'am, you're here. I'm like, oh, okay. And again, I'd fallen asleep, so I wasn't fully awake yet. So get out of the car. He pulls out. And so I'm walking. I'm like, uh-oh. And this was when this happened. This was 22. So I had not actually been working at my job too long at that point. Because it was like, what, I think. Oh, it's like the beginning of October. So I really only worked there not even a month at that point. Because actually I left out of town because I had travel set up. So I hadn't even been there for like a whole month as far as like working. So either way, get out of the car. I'm not fully awake. So I'm walking. I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm in the right place. And then my cane hits one those things that they put up to the, I think, what are they called? Dolly levels or whatever. But it's the things that you put up against a truck bed and then to make it where it's even where the forklifts and pallet jacks can go in and out. So I'm like, uh-oh. I think I just got dropped. So where I worked at, there was multiple buildings. Some of them were warehouses. Some of them were factories. And then there was, obviously for the warehouses, there was like, truck loading and unloading. And then we had overnight truck parking. So I'm like, oh shit. I think I just got dropped at where the trucks, load, unload, and, can do overnight parking. So I'm like, oh no. I'm like, okay, I don't really want to walk around here because I ain't trying to get ran over by a transfer truck. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I'm like, okay. So there was like a pole, like stop sign thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to stand right here. I am not moving, and at that point, like I said, I had not been there for a month. So I didn't have my coworkers' numbers yet, anything like that. So I'm like, oh shit, what am I going to do? Because where I was at and the building I needed to be in for my job, like this was not like, oh, I'll just walk down the road. Like, no. You actually needed like a car because it was quite a bit away. So I'm like, but these all came up at the same address on Google Maps. So it was a really big campus for where I used to work at. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? I'm like, I do not want to run around here because I ain't trying to get hit by a transfer truck. So I'm like, okay, I know. Okay. So obviously I have my phone. Obviously phone has a flashlight on it. And obviously I have my cane. You know what? I'm just going to wave these things in the air and maybe, hopefully, because I know that there are trucks parked out there. Maybe one of the truckers will see me, somebody, or, so our car passing by, something, so I can get somebody's attention, be like, hey, I need to get over. I'm not going to say the number to my building, so I'll just say building B, and it's like, it's this far down the road, help me. So, waving cane and in my phone with the flashlight on, and then all of a sudden I hear a, it's a pallet jack, forklift, whatever. I'm assuming it's a pallet jack because it's moving pallets. And okay, I'm not gonna give my old coworker's name. We'll call him Dan. All of a sudden, hear, and all of a sudden I hear Reva. I'm like, what are you doing over here? I'm like, I fell asleep in my Uber and I didn't realize that they had me in the wrong place. Help me. Please help. So he's like, hold on. I gotta load this pallet. Don't move. So I'm like, okay, I won't. And luckily, Dan had picked up an extra shift because some of those buildings had different shifts than we did. He picked up a third shift and he's like, I gotta go over to building B anyway. Hold on. Let me load these pallets. And my car is parked there. I will drive you over to building B because I gotta go over there to do first shift. Like, cool. But yeah, don't fall asleep in an Uber. I mean, you probably really shouldn't do that anyway. And I know it's really hard when you're working 10, 12-hour shifts. But yay, I learned my lesson. Because I tried to get ran over by a transfer truck. Oh, so yeah. Anyway, let me see. What other story do I want to do? Oh, I think I'll end it on this one because I know this video is getting ridiculously long here. We will end it on a good one. I think it's a good one. Actually, I'll let y'all be the judge. Be the judge. Is this stupid, crazy, determined? You'll understand in a minute. So, 2022. Actually, this is not too long before that accident happened with me where I fell asleep in the Uber. That travel I brought up, I went down to North Carolina / Virginia for the Blue Ridge Rock Festival. Thank God it was 22 and not 23. Look it up. Anyway, because there was Kitty was one of the bands and in this moment and Hail. So there was Dying Wish, Spirit Box. There were so many bands on that I wanted to see that year. So I'm like, okay, we're going. It's European metal festival, stupid the amount of bands I want to see on this. Again, thank God it was 22 and not 23. Again, Google. But either way. So this, like I said, why I say North Carolina, Virginia. So my Airbnb, because when I was looking up to go travel the airport that was cheaper and all this, that, and the other, and more, and closer to where I needed to go for this festival was in North Carolina. It was RDU, that airport. So I'm like, all right, cool. So it's about an hour away from where I needed to go. So, and then my Airbnb was a little bit further. So it's about hour and a half or so, whatever. So I'm like, okay. So trying to, and obviously before I go on a trip, I usually try to say, okay, make sure I can get Uber, make sure I can get Lyft, make sure I can get food delivered, so I can do what I need to do, at my Airbnb, whatever, make sure I can do what I need to do when I'm there. All right. So obviously check beforehand. Okay. Yeah, I can get Uber, to and from where I need to go from the Airbnb to where Blue Ridge Rock Festival is at that racetrack. All right. Cool. All right. It's going to be about 90 minutes. Okay. It's going to cost at least $150. Cool. Not a problem. I knew it was going to be dumb expensive. So I was, prepared for that. So we get to, I bought cause I camped out there. Yes, I camped out there by myself. All this travel is by myself. Again, dumb, crazy, determined, pick one. So either way, get there in my Airbnb. I bought camping, so I had to go on the Wednesday so I can check in for the early camping. The festival's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the camping people can leave on the Monday morning. Cool. And then I was going to go back to that same Airbnb because I booked it for both weeks for when I got there, and then I was down there for a couple more days, and I would go home. All right. So we get to the Wednesday, and I probably should have pre-scheduled the Uber or Lyft. I didn't. So, but I waited to the day out 'cause I didn't think it was going to be an issue. I'm like, hey, this is going to be a stupid expensive ride. What Uber driver's going to turn this down? Right? So I'm trying on both the apps. Keep trying. Hey, okay, I knew it's going to be like $150, $200. Okay, I don't mind paying it. Just, again, as long as the driver gets me where I need to go, I don't care. Right. So I keep trying, it'll get picked up, then it'll get canceled. It'll get picked up by a driver, then it'll get canceled. So I'm trying both an Uber and Lyft. So it's like, okay, it's like, God, I need to get to this, I need to get to the show. Like, obviously, cause I paid for all this camping, I'm like damn near $4,000 into this, like, all this that I paid for, like, come on. Like, so I'm trying. All right. So it's like, okay, really? So I'm not getting anybody, like, going to keep trying to look, because I needed an Uber XL too, because I had like a cooler of food and like 3 suitcases and just all the extras. So I needed an Uber XL, or a Lyft XL. So I'm like, God, like, come on. Do Uber and Lyft drivers not want money? What is going on? So eventually, I finally get a Lyft driver that will be like, that isn't canceling the ride. Okay, it shows he's actually on his way. All right? He's actually on his way. Okay, so maybe like, and so he shows up, he's like, and it was a dude, again, I am not trying to be prejudiced, but it was a Middle Eastern dude. And he's like, I can't do a ride. Gas too expensive. You need to cancel. I'm like, wait, hey, like, no, like, look, you're taking me out to a festival. Like, literally, I've been trying for like damn near the past hour and a half to get an Uber or a Lyft driver to take me out here. Like, it's too expensive. Because this is at the time when gas was like $4, $5, $6 a gallon. And I'm like, hey, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take Lyft out of the equation? I ain't got a problem. Look, I got to go out to this festival. I got to come back to this same Airbnb on Monday morning. And I got to go to the airport on Wednesday night. If you can do all 3 of these rides, we could cancel a Lyft ride, but I'll just pay you directly. Whatever you want. I can do cash. I can do PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, whatever you want. And I'll just pay you directly. Take Lyft out of the equation. As long as you do what you need to do, I'll pay you. And hell, I even throw a tank of gas going in and then a tank of gas coming back. I realize I'm taking a bunch of your time, but I will make it worth it for you. He's like, but I really need to go there. Look, as you see, I got suitcases, I got a cooler. I already booked this already. So if you're willing to work with me, hey, I'll make it worth it for you. All right? So he's like, let me talk to your wife, because I will not get back too late. I'm like, okay, not a problem. So dude talks to his wife. I was like, she is okay with it. I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm not going to say how much I paid this dude, but hey, I made it worth his time. Because even on the way, because as I said, I did fill up his tank, because that's the most reasonable thing to do. So I'm like, you want anything from gas station? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm just getting you the gas, like I said. He's like, you took care of me. You can take time. Is it not a problem? I'm like, no, I'm good. So yeah, but I mean, hey, I got where I needed to go. He came back and picked me up on the Monday. He took me to the airport, and like I said, I got him the tanks of gas, made it worth his while for the rides. He got a lot more than Uber and Lyft were going to pay him, because I absolutely understand with, Uber and Lyft that they take too much of the fare. So, so out of that 200, what? He might have gotten 80, so yeah. So I get it, but hey, made it worth his while, did what I needed to do. Again, learn to talk to people, y'all. No, really. Uber drivers, Uber Lyft drivers, and just people, learn to talk to people. I got what I needed to do, and I'm pretty sure there are people probably screaming at the screen, he could have kidnapped you. I mean, he wasn't going to get paid if he would have fucking dismembered me now. He wanted his money. He can't get the money if I'm dead. So, yeah. So I guess I'll leave y'all to make the decision about how y'all feel about that. Dumb, crazy, determined, awesome, whatever. So yeah, that is my story time of taxi, Uber, and Lyft misadventures. I had a lot of fun with this one. So yeah, y'all comment below. How y'all feel about these? Have y'all had some crazy Uber, Lyft, and taxi drivers, Uber drivers, or Lyft drivers, or taxi drivers? How y'all feel about some of these drivers? Let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. And hey, I will be back soon. I don't know what I'll talk about next week. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm going to be quiet now. So bye, y'all.